Well, I think it's a stretch to call it a biological agent, unless they are admitting that this was created in a biowarfare lab. But I think what they're trying to say is that, well, gee, this has terrible side effects, just like biological agents that are created in a lab do. So therefore, we have to guard against this, and one way of doing it is to go after people who supposedly deliberately spread this. But then the Justice Department has also been suggesting in the recent weeks or so that they want judges to put people in jail without arrest warrants and without any probable cause because they think they might be dangerous. So the Justice Department here in the United States is getting seriously engaged in depriving people of their civil rights. I've seen articles in the Washington Post from towns around the United States just this morning that said that many local state government and police departments are doing the same thing that the Justice Department only wants to do. There was someone arrested in a Wegmans supermarket because he coughed on a person standing in the store because the person being coughed on was claiming, "You're standing too close to me. You have to be 6 feet away." And then there was another case where a guy licked a uh, underarm deodorant display in a grocery store, and he was arrested for spreading the coronavirus because he had bragged on the internet that he had coronavirus and he was going to spread it himself. So what this virus business and the American government reaction to it at all levels is basically creating a climate of fear in which anything is possible and anything is justified.
There is no unified approach to the coronavirus in the United States. In some ways, it might be good if there were a unified approach from the federal government on down. But given the varied conditions and the 50 states in the union, they may well be better to work on a state-by-state basis with some kind of overarching guidelines or controls from the federal government to make sure that everything is moving in the same direction. It's like maybe cars on a railroad train. They're all moving in the same direction, but each car has a different load and has different characteristics. So I think that there should be more of a decent approach to this, a unified approach, and it should be done with federal guidelines and controls, and let the states take the situation into their own hands if their situation warrants it. California is not the same as New York, and Maine is not the same as Texas. So I think that they're going to have to do something and do something fast, because this winging it from day to day is not going to work and hasn't been shown to work to date. The federal government has played this up and played it down in alternate weeks, claiming it's no worse than a regular flu season, and then saying that, oh my God, you have to stay home. We have to close down all unnecessary businesses without actually specifying what they are. People have been driven to hoarding toilet paper and food. You go to a grocery store, and there are a lot of empty shelves. There is a emptiness in the streets that I've never seen before in my life. That people don't go to work; they stay home. They don't go out. Once in a while, you'll see people gardening in their yard, and that's about it. It's astonishing what the government has done with its creation of this fear of this virus. I tried to give a no-lose party, and people didn't want to come because they were afraid of catching the virus. I had invited all of 15 people. So I think that the government is convinced people that if you have more than 10 people anywhere or 50 people in public, you're going to have problems. I was told in Brussels, for example, that you can't use the public parks and sit on the public benches in the parks because there's a fear of coronavirus. So this thing is spreading from the United States with this climate of fear to other countries in the world. And it's not working, and it's going to create a greater problem than letting the people live a normal life, but being a bit more careful.